Hello guys, today I will teach you how to carry a Skysa in low elo. The first thing I'm gonna show you the runes. I'm gonna use Lethal Tempo, Presence of Mind, Bloodlane, Cut Down, Triple Tonic, Cashback, Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, Flat Health. I just wanna mention two things. First of all, I'm not going Magical Footwear, even if I like it a lot because we want to rush the first item. But I go Cashback because when you're in low elo, Cashback is always so much more gold efficient. So don't think too much about it and always go for Cashback. While instead I go Triple Tonic, you can easily go Cookies instead or even Cosmic Insight. Triple Tonic is a bit hard to execute and I can understand it, especially if you're a new player and you don't really know how to use the elixirs. So in case you can go for Biscuits, but I really like the level 6 of Kai'Sa, so I tend to go for Triple Tonic here. I will play a Q max into W max build, which is Kraken, Ginso, Nashortooth. I'm gonna explain it deep into the video. Alright, so the average elo of this lobby should be around gold and platinum. I'm not really sure because this is an unranked account that was already ranked in the past. So the first important thing is that we always want to go Doran's Blade. There's currently a meta where some Lethal Tempo champions go for the attack speed bow. I don't necessarily like it too much because you're already really low range with Kai'Sa. So if you're a low range champion, I would always advise to go Doran's Blade. Well, instead, if you have a lot of range, I like to go a lot bow because it's easier to proc Lethal Tempo. In such case, I have a really squishy champion, really low range, so we prefer to go Doran's Blade. Just keep it in mind, guys. Like, it's really easy if you think about it. So from here, I'm gonna place this ward, really chill, you see nothing crazy, and look for some trades. We have a Soraka, right? So if you have a Soraka, don't feel scared of like trading like this. This is already a really good trade. We're playing in gold, something like that. Again, platinum. And you're just gonna heavily trade because you have a Soraka. You have more sustain in the laning phase. That's the best way of actually starting out the lane. Alright, I'll try to take the aggro of the wave and keep the wave going towards here so that we can use this bash specifically when the enemy has to walk up for this minion, which is gonna be low. The guy misplays, he has no Q. So as he has no Q, I can still like make this type of pressure, you see? Smolder can never walk up. Those guys are going a bit deep, but it doesn't matter. We want to keep the same line. Alright. Few things happening, but yeah, this guy is just like turbo trolling right now. And Smolder can never walk up, so he's gonna die. Alright, we kill him. A really easy game. See, we already started with a really easy kill. The guy could never walk up. Bard went for a really overextended trade, and Smolder just feels like a useless champion, at least in the first levels. So now our next objective is pretty simple. We're just gonna do a 3-wave crash. One. This is the second wave, and the third wave, which is this one, we're gonna show it now. We can hypothetically look for a kill on him, but it's really hard. Yes, barrier still. So I wouldn't think too much about that. Just try to avoid losing minions like me. And crash the wave, and from there we base. Oh my god, I wanna die. Let's actually cut out this part. I'm joking, we're not gonna cut it out. Alright, we base. Ping Soraka to back off. This is a really good 3-wave crash, a bit more untraditional since they made a huge trade at the start, and we're gonna base. Alright, we take Recurve Bow. I think Recurve Bow is kind of fine here in this context. Oh wait, I wanna take off... camera center in this way, okay. Alright, so what I was saying is Recurve Bow is actually fine. We have a really good DPS increase. You can even go double longsword, nothing wrong with it. Even Cal as well, because once you're gonna reach Kraken Pickaxe, you can go Cal and you're gonna have the Q power right away. But if you do Kraken Pickaxe and you're still not level 10, you're not gonna get the Q upgrade. I like to not go Cal as Kai'Sa. I always wanna have a lead from an item perspective. So I always like to rush first item without actually waiting for Cal or stuff like that. We don't know where the enemy jungler is, we don't see Bard, so they could hypothetically look for two things, mid lane play or bot lane play. Be really careful about those two things, guys. As you can see, that's what we were talking about. They went for the most logical play, which was the bot lane one. We can proc Lethal Tempo, the guy took me with the Q, I would have killed him unluckily. The guy manages to flash out, and that Q was so lucky. If I flashed that out, I probably would have won. That's still really fine. Wave is in a good position. We have a Soraka in the end. Holy. I'm actually win this one. Yeah, they actually won it. The Nocturne kind of like face checked in a bad way, so it was kind of unfortunate. It still works really well. Sadly, the guy died, but we're not in a bad position really. Like the Soraka is probably gonna be able to recover myself a bit. Wanna force the W if I can. It's not gonna do it. Okay, nice. Force the W. Here's the silence. Now we're just gonna play slow with this wave, right? Really chill. Vi has to base and go topside probably from this position, which means that we are kind of fine from an enemy an enemy perspective. Oh, that lands on me. Unfortunate. I'll probably shove this one and then base. We still have a really good CS lead for now. Especially because this wave still has to crash. But we're gonna get the plate, then base. And in the meanwhile, call that, again, Bard is roaming. And a thing that I want you to understand is that really good ADC players, they're always gonna ping a lot. And you see, it's not related to Kai'Sa. But I just want you to notice how much I'm pinging in general when I'm fighting, when I'm playing. This guy's playing against the waves, so you can heavily trade, even here. Get the bounty off. And then we just base off. Nice. We took some good trading. We know that Vi is not here, right? Unless she wants to lose half an hour chasing us. But we'll still look for another wave despite that, because they want to reset. We want to reset. We technically have a slight advantage. This guy has no mana. The fact that she has no mana might be a problem. I'm not sure if Smolder has barrier or not, so I probably have to fall off for a while. I don't want to make any mistake. Especially on an educational video. So we're just gonna base probably from this position. The guy has to base and Vi has to come bot side. If they base, actually I wanna shove this one anyways. We're not in a bad position from an HP perspective, so I'm gonna push this one. You see they based for no reason whatsoever really. That means that I always have the first wave advantage. I can shove this one and then base right away. Would you look at that? W, and then we base. Nice, perfect. So 10 CS per minute. The enemy has way less, and now we're just gonna get another item advantage. Never go for shoes as Kai'Sa, at least at the start. I always advise rush the first item. In this case, it's the Kraken. Kraken is really strong item, especially once you manage to close it with little tempo. Don't die! Oh, I think she's gonna die. No, she's fine. Nice, wonderful. She didn't die. I won't have my support for a while though, and there's a Bard and a Vi. Still here. Okay, we pinged him. Okay, we're fine. Another advice is you can see I'm using the attack move, which is the one a bit faster. Like, we're not using the attack move with double click because Kai'Sa is a really heavy mechanical champ. So I advise you to use the normal attack move. So attack move click and not attack move only. It's way easier to actually just like be a bit more proactive with such kiting. You're gonna be a bit less precise and whatever, but especially if you want to start out on Kai'Sa, I wouldn't advise to play with the other one. There's a lot of clicks to do, and you simply don't want to waste too much time on like learning how to kite for now. We could actually look for this. I'm kind of undecided if I want to go full lean, not knowing where Bardi is. In fact, we didn't know where he was, so we did well on doing that. I also see my Nocturne on the up left, if you see on the map, which means that I don't know if Vi is still bot side. Because, of course, we're invading on his jungle, but we don't see her. So she could be either bot side or on our top side red. Which is something that I want to keep in account if I want to go for a full all-in. In this context, now we see our bot lane top lane finally. Which means that we can look for a trade. Okay, this guy made a mistake. A really good damage. Avoid that. He still has barrier. It's a bit of an annoying lane. I think you guys understand it, sadly. When you play against a Smolder, it's always like that. We have the potion for the level 2, for the level 6 spike, which we can use whenever we want, really. Like, you're gonna use it whenever you feel like you wanna do a really big fight. And usually, as Kai'Sa, I like level 6 because, again, you can force quite heavily if you really want to. It heavily depends on how you wanna play it out. It doesn't really matter if they trade me again. I have Soraka, which is one of the best champions in the game, to be honest. You can just, like, trade like a madman and nothing is gonna happen. Usually speaking, I would prefer to have an engager with Kai'Sa, but champions like Soraka are so consistent that it doesn't really matter if you have an engager or not. You're always going to be able to trade and play as the engager in a certain way. We have a really good farm. Smolder could have to barrier here. Yeah, managed to... I would love to force his barrier so that we can dive him later on. But sadly, if he's not using that, it's quite hard to actually go for the dive right away. Thank you so much for the healing. You see, like, this lane is... going really well. We still want to make the pressure. The thing is, Vi's probably gonna be here in a while. And now it's based on you. Do you feel like you can actually win the free versus 2? Yes or no? There could also be Malzahar. Yeah. And we saw it. The guy called it out a bit earlier, which is quite good. If the guy flashes for me, I will say that that's quite unfun, honestly. Yeah, the guy will probably die. But they went as 4 here. Eventually, she's the only one dying. And in the meanwhile, we're making top side objective. That's wonderful, really. If I don't make myself be killed here, it's actually really good. So, not dying here, reset, get boots. And now it's where you can buy boots. You can buy normal 300 gold boots, don't worry about that. But buy the first item first. And then we go for pickaxe. When you reach level 10, you're gonna get the improvement on your Q. That's the most important thing that you wanna think about. Alright, W this one. So we didn't die despite that. We're playing heavily for top side now. And I didn't make a huge mistake. Sadly, the Soraka dies. That's not something our control, right? We tried to ping it, but the guy was a bit off compared to us. So she died. But we have Kraken now. That's the good point that we have. And we're just gonna keep pushing bot lane. Nothing crazy, really. There could be also Bard. But now Balzar should be mid lane. Which is fine. And another trick that I want to show you is, again, like, hit the tower. Ooh, this guy's still here? I mean, we're fine. He's not even going for me, so... Oh. So we kill him. I'm gonna use the potion now. I should have used it a bit earlier, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, when you do a video, it's a bit hard, but you should have popped the potion as soon as you saw this type of fight. Unfortunately, the guy stole it. I probably didn't even have to flash. I feel like this flash was a bit too much. You want to keep it possibly for another fight. But the elixir level 6, that's exactly where you want to use it. I was a bit short on doing it. I'm so sorry about that. Doing videos is always a bit rough when you're playing and teaching and whatever. Anyways, always use the elixir in that context. We have a really good farm now. Diving again, it's really hard. I feel like this guy still has barriers, so we're just gonna like hit the tower endlessly and wait for a while. Bard could be coming back to bot lane. And you see the difference between cashback and boots is that right now I have the same value as boots, like 300 gold value after the first item. Every other item is gonna be so much better than magical footwear, especially if you don't know how to utilize magical footwear as well. So just make sure to always go for that, really. Like, cashback is the best thing that could ever happen to ADC players in this season and in general. So from here we go pickaxe. We are not gonna have empowered Q unless you go for a longsword or such, but we don't have any in the build buff, so I'm just gonna go for attack speed boots. I don't like attack speed boots too much on this build that I do. Usually I like to go AP ones, but you can get your E upgrade a bit faster if you do that. It's entirely up to you if you wanna rush for Ginso or you wanna go boots. Sometimes I feel like boots are better, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I go AP boots, sometimes I don't. Again, I'm not using E upgrade with Kai'Sa. I tend to use always Q and then W right away, because I want to do a W pick build, which is not a DPS build. It's more of a, like, I want to play assassin, I want to deal damage. And again, we're gonna see it in a few how it works, okay? It's really simple, and it's the one that I like the most right now. See, we use the triple tonic leveling more. It's really good to have a leveling more with Kai'Sa in general, as she's a really spiky champion, so every leveling more does change a lot how your damage is perceived. Champion only, the guy walks away. We just leave the Drake, we don't want to do it. There's a Smolder. And now we go bot side. Our mid laner is not doing the best. So is our top laner. We're gonna push this one. The fact that we don't have a mid laner makes it really hard for us to contest the Drake. They aren't even doing it, honestly. That's quite funny that they aren't still starting it out. And I push this one. Hey kids, they still haven't done the Drake, that's quite funny. I'm gonna W here, I think he's here. Oh, was close. And now we're just waiting, because Vi played a lot for this game in bot side, as you saw. I don't know if you saw it, I mean, I'm pretty sure that you saw it. She's still playing a lot for bot lane, and I feel like she's never gonna stop, counting that she has winning lanes everywhere. And their easiest ganks are literally here. Especially if I go behind right now, the game seems kind of doomed, counting how my team is behind mostly, especially in top lane and mid lane again. So we have to be really careful about the Malzahar rotation. Just check always every time before making any play. Malzahar rotation. The guy misplayed. Okay, he managed to ult. Holy, the Soraka ult was so good in here. Unfortunately, he dies anyways. The guy started Drake again. How many times did he start the Drake? He started the Drake like 3 times in a row. But we can stop it, honestly, because we saw the Malzahar ETPs, so this guy's solo again. He has to stop it again. We can go there and just say, hey, hello there. And he just goes away again. Yeah, that's wonderful. The guy will die, sadly. But at least, again, we stop Drake for the second time, which is always good, right? Alright, the guy away. The mid laner is so important in the game, guys. So not having him, again, will make it really hard for us. They can always look for anything they want. And I probably need a QSS as well this game, which is something that I wasn't thinking about, at least in this game. I don't really want to buy it. Oh! Is he gonna die? He dies. That's a really rough game. Oh, come on. Stops me, really? Alright, let's see if they're gonna invade here. I think they're gonna do it. Okay, they're not. If I push this wave, it might be a bit hard. I still have my ultimate anyways, so I could take the gamble. And just like auto and then go back. We're gonna take it really quick. You see, we got the level 10 and we got the Q empowerment, which you can level up by pressing B and then clicking on the spell. I'm gonna show you that now. Get the items for Ginso. Bam bam. And now press left click plus B. As you can see, we cancel the animation. And now we still level up W. Now, to level up W faster, you're gonna have to go for Codex and Blasting Wand as soon as you finish the Ginso. So as you finish Ginso, Blasting Wand and Codex. This is how you wanna do it. Alright, use Shutdown. We're really happy about that. We have a really good farm, as you can see, really good like consistency in general, even if we didn't have like this lane is particularly annoying simply because we miss a bit of engage, and that's what I don't like as Kai'Sa. Sometimes you have these lanes where like nothing happens and you can't really do much about it. I tried to dodge, but I'm kind of awful, so I got hit by that. So other people still playing Smolder in these days. And they heavily nerfed Smolder. This is a patch where Smolder got heavily nerfed. But it's still really good for low Willow players, and as you can see, they are playing it right now. It's usually really easy to execute, and that's why this guy is playing it. Probably is gonna also scale me in a certain way. When you're playing Kai'Sa, right now at least, she's not one of the best ADCs in the patch. Probably in reality one of the worst. But if you play this build, I'm quite confident that you still have a place on the game. Like you still have a place as a champion. You can play as a pick-off champ, and I love a lot their assassin version rather than their hyper carry version. Other champs just completely melt you from an hyper carry perspective. Malz is going insanely ahead this game. He's 5-0. That's a problem. I think we have to do something, but at the same time, Vi is always playing bot lane, which is the main issue of this game. If she played a bit more toward the other lanes, it would have been a bit easier. Okay, now she's playing there. So I could look for a play. He's going away. He has no E. And that's when we look out for that. I think I can take the barrier. Sadly, I'm not gonna kill him. That's what I'm saying. Like, as long as this guy's barrier, sadly, I can never kill him, which is a bit unfortunate. Like, I can take the barrier, but that's not gonna change too much. We can surely get the tower at least now, if we're lucky. So go. Take the tower, and then we simply rotate back to mid lane. We have Ginsos now. 2 items, good spikes, good farm. Let's see if we can recatch back this game, which started kind of in a crazy way. The enemy mid laner is actually going full 1v9. I didn't expect that. So we level up the E because we have the boots. You should have gone for Farsight, my bad. And now we go for Codex plus Blasting Wand. In around 1k 250, our build is gonna start to become really strong. Because we have the W where we can just perma-spam it and play a bit more from the range. This is how I like to play this build. And the main way that I always played Kai'Sa. When you want to play your AD, most of the times I feel like you get outscaled by a lot of champs, so I'm not a huge fan of AD Kai'Sa, Infinity Rush, Phantom Dancer, whatever you want really. Just like don't overdo with AD Kai'Sa. I always feel like the best thing and the most unique thing about Kai'Sa is that she has a really strong AP build, pick build that you can play from the range, and that makes her quite unique compared to other things. Alright, they're playing for this, but I will say that because of Malz, we can't really play that, so we're just gonna take this one and look for a play on the opposite side of the map, especially with the Anivia. I think this is quite doable. They are like 2 or 3 here, so we do the opposite side. They could have vision, so I wanna play a bit slow and check what is the reaction of the enemy team to this rotation. Okay, we're gonna use the plants, go back to mid lane. And of course there was a ward to cover. A bit unlucky. We missed the tower, gotta keep it in mind. Around... this guy's so dead. Oh, is he crazy? I mean, I can never play this. Kind of unfortunate. If I had ultimate, just maybe we could have tried it out, but... That wasn't the best. Oh. Let's see. Ouch! That's bad. I mean, luckily I have a Soraka, right? That's helping me out a lot from sustain perspective. We still have Bloodline in the build, so we can sustain a few shots. Oh, I didn't manage to stop him. Okay, we need around 1k 250, something like that. They have 3 Drakes with this one. So leaving it, it's not the best decision. We see the guy on our back. 1k 230, 1k 330. Yeah. We could sell Doran Blade, and we should have our Q anyways. I'm not a fan of selling Doran Blade in general, though. I mean, we should have Q anyways, right? Yeah, we don't have it for like 1 level, which we're gonna get now, so that's completely fine. You can sell Doran Blade in this case. Level 12, you're gonna get it back. So yeah, I'm gonna take one tiny wolf maybe, just to have the 12 and have the Q again. All right, here we are. So now we have the W, and that's quite nice. We can perma W from the range, and that's the strength of this build again. I enjoy it a lot with this one out. This Malz is so big, man. It's crazy. All right, take this one. And now we rotate towards topside. We can look for this play. I feel like the enemy is gonna make a mistake here, 100%. Tends to happen a lot in low elo. Gold, platinum, we're talking about these elos. They tend to do a lot of silent mistakes. What? Oh? I think I'm not gonna die. It's gonna take a while, but... Okay, we got it. We got a huge shutdown. I'm dead, though. No way, that's dense! No way! That Q was so crazy, man! Whatever, I mean, that's fine. I think taking the shutdown there is so much value, right? Unlikely I fucking died to one of the craziest Kobe Bryant shots I've ever seen in my life. So... this happens, actually. And you don't want to be mad about that. And now, from here, you take the Seekers. You take Seekers because, of course, Zonius is just like one of the best items in the game. So we got a huge shutdown there. And from here, at least we can kind of like restart playing the game. Being honest with you, like that shutdown is ultra huge. That's 1k gold for us. We got the 3rd item. And from here, we can play Pew Pew Kaisa with Nocturne. Oh. This guy is ulting really weirdly every time. No flash. He's ulting really weird as a Nocturne. I mean, we can't expect a perfect player, so we're playing in something like gold, so that's quite fine, really. This guy's quite fed. The Smolder is quite scary right now. He has 2-0, 2 items. He's not doing bad. Like, really, he's doing really well. In reality. Is he dead? I'm gonna W? Ah, I missed him. Which is that anyways? No! Okay, that was funny actually. Let's take the blue buff, leave it to Anivia. Guys, always leave the blue buff to Anivia. This poor guy actually needs it. His champion just can't do anything without blue buff most of the times. So we always leave that. Go towards here. I mean, we could do Nash, but we miss someone to actually deal damage to it. I'm gonna W and see what happens, but... W again. I missed him. But I miss a bit of mana. No flash. That's awesome, like, we're taking a flash again. This guy's so annoying, though. Oh. Okay, that was weird. Let me some mana, please. Alright. I feel like this guy didn't want to leave me that. But that's fine. Alright, push this one. Unfortunate, every time I'm taking a summoner from this guy, but I'm not able to take the shutdown. I either take the barrier or the flash or the E. Like, it's just like really, really annoying that we can never kill this guy. They have Soul in a few, and I would love to get the Seekers if I can for that fight specifically. Because that's where we spike really well on the team fight. Like, we don't have to be scared of going full all-in. We can always Zonia from that position, and that's wonderful, honestly. Yeah, but you have to ult as well. Is he ulting? No, he's not. Holy. I'm gonna take this blue buff. She has already won, so we can play double blue buff now. I'm gonna W here. Don't know if I'm gonna hit anyone. Nope. So I'm gonna push this one base and prepare for the next fight, which is the Drake one. This is really important. They have 3 Drakes. If they get the soul, someone has to go anti-heal. I personally don't wanna go anti-heal in this build. I would rather go Rabadons or stuff like that. But of course, we'll see what the game preserves us. I will say that you're delaying a lot your spikes if you're actually doing that. You don't want to delay your spikes. You usually want to go Zonias and then Rabadons because your damage kind of like falls off in the mid game. And that's why you kind of like don't want to do that. Nice flash. Is he fine? Okay, we're gonna hit him as much as we can. Okay, getting healed back. Okay, he dies. Huge shutdown by the guy. Good job, guys. We don't have to leave Drake, though. Gonna control ward this position. And I think that sadly they got Drake, probably. Okay, maybe not. No flash. I am managed to ult, sadly. I lost vision at the last second. Okay, we got it. Awesome. Okay, this game is so rough, actually, for being a gold game. I think this is around gold, honestly, but I might be actually ultra wrong, and this might be around emerald or more. It really depends on a few things, but anyways, we got some really good picks. We played really well here. I could bait out with the Zonias if I do it well, but this guy's level 17, so I wouldn't do it. My team is calling Nash. Whatever, we go Nash, right? Fuck the mid wave. You're Kai'Sa, and if you're Kai'Sa here, you simply want to go with your team and take it, right? Go to the heavy left, because most of the enemy team is on the right. You see, just like this guy. We have Nash. Awesome. The guy even flashed forward. So now we can pick him off. And then we base. Nice. Really good game for now. Despite the really bad starts. So I would have preferred using Zonias. Like, I want to use Zonias, the Seekers now, so that when I rebite, you're gonna re-have it again. It's a really cool feature, and I tend to try to use it, of course, counting that I have one for free. Every time I'm gonna, like, use it, sell it, and then buy the full version. So I kind of, like, want to find a fight where I'm gonna use Zonias, right? You don't want to overforce it, of course, but the objective is to eventually have a game where you're able to use this piece and then reuse it again when you buy the Zonias fully. So let's see, I'm gonna go mid lane. With really good basics and playing teamfight properly, we're still able to actually stand our chance in this game. I'm gonna W. He's 1 HP. Okay, he is away. I wanna play slow again. We're playing slow Ws, you see. This is so annoying for the enemy team because there's always like those Ws coming in. And they deal a lot of damage. Like, they deal a lot of damage, especially when you have an Eneino or stuff like that. It feels like you have no power towards some waves. And how the game is perceived, right? So I'm gonna W again. Boom, another W, 500 damage. You see, that's how we're playing. Slow and well. EWs is dead. Nice. Good pick of comp right now. We're playing really well. Vi just walks away from the fight. It's really hard for me to reach, so we're gonna play a bit slow. Ping them to back off. He dies. We're still fine. Really low though. Everyone is quite low. There's still 3 players, I don't really want to do that. But again, I would love to use my Zonias. I wonder how I could have used it here. I mean, there was probably no way of doing it, really. So I'm just gonna buy Zonias right now. And from here, we go Rabadons. I'm gonna buy 1 control ward only. Buying Rabadons is a bit expensive again as a buy, but your damage is gonna spike a lot, especially from a W perspective. So I wouldn't skip on it. You can sometimes go for Banshees, stuff like that, if you see that's quite useful. But in this case, like, going QSS is just like impossible, even if I would love to go QSS for Malzahar this game. It will genuinely make me feel so much stronger, at least from a 5 versus 5 perspective. But if you play ranged Ws, like, you should never be able to get killed by the Malzahar as well. That's also something to keep in account. Right now we're playing really well by playing around Anivia Ws. Anivia walls are doing really, really good this game, so I will still play around them. And just keep playing a team fight with them and see how it goes. I don't necessarily need red buff. I don't necessarily need red buff right now. Okay, good. That's another good W. Okay. I'm gonna pick off another guy. Then we W again. Take off these Voidling shits. And we W again. Look at how much pressure we're making in the lane. Like, imagine we're playing AD. AD is so much weaker because you're not able to do what I'm doing right now. Like, you're not able to pick off. You're not able to move and kill, right? It feels so much weaker. Look at this Aniva, man. She's doing work this game. Huh? Just like Aram mid lane like North America will do. That's quite funny. Alright, we're gonna base now. Stop it. That's another really good fighting. There's nothing happening in the map right now. Just like a Drake in 1 minute, which we're gonna base for. And so you see we're just basing all together for this. Being always your team to not overextend in such context. And again, we fight another time. When you have items, that's how you play. Like, you simply W. So make sure to always go Presence of Mind. I see some people making the huge mistake of going Triumph and then they go out of mana with this build. You tend to go out of mana even with Triumph, like with Presence of Mind sometimes. So I highly advise to not do that. I'm gonna W now. Another really good W. Bam. Another 500 damage. And if they have no sustain, this is so annoying, right? Like, if they have sustain, they can always recover from those Ws, but imagine if they play slow and you hit every single W. You have so much value. He missed me. You wanna drag it out if you can. And just like, again, we play a bit slower. Just drag it out. You see how we ping. Come back. And now we're just gonna play a bit slow. Okay, never mind. This guy's going full in. Okay, we put her low. The guy went in. He dies. Play slow. Take off the void things. This silence was crazy strong. Vi dies. See, we're still playing slow. Play slow. W. Yeah, the things, the voidlings are a bit annoying for my build. Because if I land them, sadly, I'm not getting any type of resets. But it was a really good fight again. Like, they just can never enter. It feels like they have such an hard time playing against the Anivia in this game. We have a really good farm, really good basics. That's going awesome, you know, like in a really good way. Really careful about the malds. Just want to take those things and go back. Smolder has the execute now, so we gotta be extra careful. Really bad ult by this guy. I'm slowed. I lost half my HP. Ooh, that's crazy. You can always ult me and then I'm kind of dead. Okay, my team is doing work in the mid lane in the meanwhile. The guy dies. Awesome. I think he might still be there. Oh, here he is. That flash. Okay, so we kill him. And, he might ult me now. Yeah. And then we wait and then we ult as soon as he does. And then he dies. Awesome. Am I dead? No, Soraka saves my yes. Actually, I would have died 3 times in a row without Soraka, so we're quite lucky that we have this champ with us right now. Holy, she won. That's crazy. Alright, we take the tower. And we have Rabadons in base now. Wonderful. Base. Prepare for topside. And let's try to finish this game. Come on. Woo! Rough one, guys. That's actually a rough game for a low willow game. Now we're gonna know in a few where we're playing, but actually crazy. We can go for a Banshees this game. I feel like some MR is always kind of welcomed here. This guy is literally shredding my my yes, I will say. So yeah, guys, if you're enjoying this content, make sure to like. Really, I'm not asking for anything crazy, and really, just let me know down in the comments what else do you want, what else do you want to learn. I actually asked it on the YouTube community thing, and Kai'Sa won, so here we are playing Kai'Sa. But let me know what else do you want to see. I also made a video now to beat mages. People wanted to see that, so here we are. Nice Bard ultimate. And from here we push top lane, I believe that we got topside. Oh! That's crazy. I think he's so fucking dead. I'm just gonna ult WQ, and then he dies. You see that one shot? That's how you do it. Like, you do W and then ult W on the back, and you proc it twice, and you simply deal like 2k damage. That's why I like Rabadons. Boom, another 700 damage. Oh, where is this guy coming from? He's so dead anyways. Nice. And we will have to push top lane here, so I don't think we can close mid lane, and that's the problem. Pick off this one. Someone has to take that. W again. Bam, another 700 damage. See how hard it is to play against this build. This is crazy. Boom, another 700 damage. And now we redo it again. And you might ask yourself, why are you not playing a Manamune build instead? Like, isn't it better? Well, bot lane is quite hard as a lane compared to topside, where, for example, you can go Manamune and nothing is happening. So I would always advise to actually go for this build, because this build is really good in the early game compared to a Manamune build, which is super late. Like, it's always ultra late. That's why I don't advise this type of builds. This guy's dead. We might actually lose anyways. We gotta be careful. This guy's dead. Oh, we gotta drop him. Oh. Double Zonias. I can never ult there, sadly. But I can W him again, maybe? Oh, there was the minion. That's so unlucky. There was the minion. I didn't kill him for that. We have Drake in 1 minute. Our team made a mistake. That's fine. Like, the Nocturne never played well this game, so we genuinely have to play really safe and wait for them to come back. We're gonna play another ocean fight. I like last item Banshees this game. Having a shield is always kind of reliable as a thing, I will say. And here we can get an elixir. We have enough golds. Oh, I didn't manage to get every minion. If I got every minion there, I could have taken an elixir. Elixir is kind of underrated with this build. You do a lot of damage if you eat, so... Let me see if we can get it really quick. I'm always stealing a wolf. Always stealing a wolf and getting it. Alright. Sorcery elixir. And now we have around, I want to show you the statistics. Now, I don't know if you see them well, but it's like 615 AP. That's actually a really high number. And your W deals around 700 damage. That's really good number. Despite this champ, again, not being a late game champ, because she's not. She's actually not a late game champ. But she can be some kind of assassin in the mid-late game. Where, if you have a good draft, it can work quite well, really. Okay. Nocturne goes for the pick topside. Wonderful. I love that. Now we miss Nocturne though, so they might rush the ocean, despite them being 4. I'm gonna W here. Chuck. I missed everything. Okay, there's the guy. No flash. Nice. We took another flash. Ooh. 1. 2. I can W that. I missed him, sadly. Alright. Holy, this game is actually hard for being a Willow game. That's crazy. Alright, so we have to push bot lane now. 3. Ooh! Oh, unfortunate. I got him. I can ult W and one-shot him 100%. Look at that. I missed the W. I'm so ass. That's quite unfortunate. I mean, if I don't miss the W, then I one-shot him, though. So... Yeah, sometimes you're gonna miss it, though. It's just like takes some practice. Now, I don't play Kai'Sa since... a while, if you want my honest opinion. So since Kai'Sa is not really being meta in these days, I'm not playing her actively, at least. Alright, she dies. He dies. And my team is finishing mid lane, apparently. You can just walk away from the wall. We have to base, I believe. So we back off, we're really near to the end, guys, I swear. Hold on for a few minutes more, I know. I would love these tutorial videos to be a bit shorter, but sometimes the Willow games tend to become really long, despite winning really hard. I mean, in reality, we were so much behind, right? So, because some people in the comments said to me, put some games where you're losing, put some games where, like, you're getting fucked. I mean, yeah, this is a game where we were getting fucked, honestly. Like, we were so much behind, and honestly, I would also like love to update some games where I lose. Probably they will happen sooner or later. But if we win this game, yeah, I mean, this was a really hard game to actually win. Because my team was behind basically everywhere. Nocturne wasn't playing that well. So there were a lot of things going against us, and despite that, we did a really consistent game, and we reached 11 kills. We did a good game. And we're still, like, really close to closing the game, finally. Can I one-shot it? I was really close to that. Alright. Now, we gotta take this... Oh! Yes, flash, probably? He's just dead. Alright. Really good flash by him. Really good punish. Try to take the tower first, guys, so that we can finally get the third inhib. And Malz is so annoying to play against. Wow. Crazy. Malz and Smolder feel so hard to close the game against. You don't see these often. Like, you don't see Smolder and like champions like Malz that often together. We got 1, 2. Tower is gone. Right, they don't have anything anymore. So we simply have to play slow Heal, take off minions, so we can W a bit easily. Ooh, dodge each one. Can W again. My team doesn't want to play. They want to do Nash. Alright, so in such context, like, we're playing in gold. And if all my team calls Nash, of course, guys, you all wanna go Nash. I don't necessarily agree with this play. Like, I think we could have tried too close, but hear me out. Whatever. Like, let's add those 2-3 minutes of Nash and make sure that you're gonna win the game, right? This is also for you. Like, when you have your team that asks you to do Nash, just do it, man. Just do it. I know that might not be the best idea or, like, the perfect solution. Like, they have no towers, they have nothing. But in the end, again, this is a team game and you decide as a team. So that's what I take as the most important thing in general when I play this game. Alright, so we got together as 5 million, close this game finally. And yeah, guys, I hope you are enjoying this video and you learned something new. Something like, you know, Kai'Sa still being bad, but in general, you see you can do some really good scores, still masters, absolutely. It's gonna become a bit harder once you play against some matchups like Senna or stuff like that, which they are quite common nowadays. But of course, this can change in the future, so who knows, maybe a Kai'Sa buff is coming up. Okay, let's see. One kill. WSE goes out. WSE goes out. Ooh. Okay, he dies. W, he dies. We won the game. Finally. Really good game. Oh, I should have done it. I actually killed him anyways. And that's how you win as Kai'Sa. And that's also how you carry. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you learned something new. And make sure to share it with your friends if you enjoyed it and you also want your friends to actually carry like this as Kai'Sa.